Yes, I forgot my harmonica. I'm sorry. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Never Open Podcast, the podcast open to everyone, especially the maestro. My name is Luke. I am your host of the Never Open Podcast, and with me, as always, is Mr. Guy. Say hello, Mr. Andy.
Hello, Mr. Andy. Hello, Luke. And hello to the best of Super Juniors 31. It is tournament time, Luke, which means no more Google reviews, no more wrestler diaries, just fucking pure wrestling.
Do you like fun? Fuck off.
Yeah. No more fun. We're not doing any more fun. Sorry.
Hell no. No fun. My friends, no fun. Anyway, there's I still got to do professionalism. Fuck. All right.
Very important.
So yes, there are ways that people can contact and interact with us if they wish to. We're on the Tweety. I am at Grumpy2EB. Mr. Guy is at Drews for Tweets. Whew. Collectively, we all need to take a breath. But collectively, we are at Never Open Pod. If you want to send us a written or voice email, you can do that too. neveropenpod@gmail.com. Now, if you got any of that Sasha Banks money, kick it our way. We have a Teespring store where you can get merch that'll make you look never as fuck. And if you want to see me do this ridiculous intro, you can do that. Plus, you know, all the other stuff that we talk about as well. Not just you can just skip it if you want
watch
to.
The whole
thing. But we're on YouTube. So look us up. We're at Never Open Podcast. Search us. We're there. Hey.
Yeah, we're there. People be watching. They be watching and listening. So thanks to you out there that are watching and listening. You know, the only difference between the video podcast and the audio podcast version is the video. And, you know, the sound's a little bit different. You know, it's a little more raw on the YouTube. So, you know, but Luke, it's Best of Super Juniors 31 time. And Luke, we got a new theme song this year. What do you know what it's called? I can't remember what it's called, but it's like Best of Super Juniors Fight or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And it fucking shreds. It's like one part like a bit thrashy.
Yeah.
Bit speed thrash metal. I'm like, yes, please. And then like the first lyrics are BOSJ fight. I'm like, yeah, fucking right.
It's like it's got a thrash section.
Fight.
And then it's got a normal like Japanese like rock song section with like 30 chords. That's like because Japanese like pop music has lots of chords. They change chords constantly, you know. And it's like and so it sounds like that, and I fucking love it. So I'm excited. It's is it Born into Wing? We don't know. Is it as good as Sword of Glory? I don't know. We're gonna find out because the wrestling does matter. But Luke, night one is in Chiba. And we have Chris Charlton on the call, and later he will be joined by the returning Robbie Eagles. Yeah.
Yes, this is very good. I'm very excited. It is best. Oh my God, we're doing it. It's happening.
Yeah, we did learn too, by the way, that Walker Texas Stewart will return sometime next week or something like that. So he'll be back to do commentary, and that'll be good because I have a feeling he's going to be like. Even like he was starting to get really good there last time, before he went away and had visa issues or whatever. I have a feeling he's going to get better and better. And by the end of this tournament, we're going to be like Walker all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good sign when he's not on English commentary. And I'm like, where the fuck is Walker at? I miss this guy. So, yeah. Look, I did watch the press conference. There's not a huge amount to say, but everyone says they're going to win. Hiromu retired the book. Kanemaru has nothing to say and just walks off. TJP and Kevin Knight start a beef, I guess, because they have an opening match. And and Doki is the most awesome person of all time. So that's the press conference, and you get to hear lots of the best of the Super Junior song, but it didn't really hit for me until night one. Here we go.
You need that video, and like the words on the screen and the excitement of getting ready to watch it. And we watch both these shows live together. I don't know if we're going to do that for all of them, but we're going to do our best. So follow us at Never Open Pod if you want to hear our thoughts live during the show. At least one of us will probably be on there. But Luke, we start off with B block, right?
That's right. It is B block of BOSJ fight. Yeah, it is Dragon Dia versus Francesco Akira. Now, I'm going to have a little spoiler here to everyone and say I'm glad we waited until there were 2 shows to talk about because I like night 1, but it's solid. I love night 2. So, like,
well, it's the difference between Chiba and Kurgan Hall,
Kurgan
I
Hall.
think. You know, I mean, this venue's cool. This venue's really cool. It looks new. It looks clean. It's got cool, like, diamonds on the ceiling. The floors are not sticky that I can see, you know, and I feel like that maybe the people that work there are actually pretty nice.
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, I feel like because the fans have nothing to complain about in terms of the arena, the wrestlers are like, well, we don't have to put as good a show on now. Like, no. It's a good show.
Did you was Dragon Dia? I had suspected that he was very small. He wasn't as small as I thought he was going to be, but he's pretty small, which was interesting.
Yes, small and young. Now, just to mention, because it's mentioned at the start of this match, there will be 2 English recorded events because Walker's got to get his butt to Japan. So, yes,
we're watching those live.
So Andy and I, we're watching them live with Japanese commentary, right? Like, yeah, so that's out. That's right. So we get a feeling out process from Dragon Dia and Akira at the start. There's a great battle for a tope that Dragon Dia wins. There's no railing, by the way, at the Best of the Super Juniors. And I find out, or I'm at least reminded of it the next night, it's because of fucking Doki. Because he jumped over the railing at one point, and
it's not. That's
almost
not
broke.
Why? It's always been that way. But
shut up! How dare you? Oh, my Doki sound cooler.
When Chris Charlton said that, he said that he almost broke his arm, but no, he almost ripped his armpit open on the fucking corner of the little gate.
Yeah, that's right.
That gate, man, ain't fucking around.
No. People know all about that gate.
Oh, it just hurts thinking about it. Oh.
So Dragon Dia goes for this springboard thingy, but Akira has his knees up. There's a nice leg lariat by Akira. Now Dia is wailed on in the corner, takes a crossbody, fireball, but no. There's like a standing moonsault by Dia and a sidebuster kind of thing. And I'm like, all right. But I was hoping to see a bit more back and forth, seeing maybe a few more things that Dragon Dia could do. Instead, I feel like Akira just kicked this dude's ass. And hey, I'm not against that, but I kind of wanted to see what the new guy had because I've never seen Dragon Dia wrestle before. However, I got to see Akira win, fireball, Akira on 2, and Dragon Dia on a 0.
I like that match. It's clear from the beginning. These shows have 10 matches each or something like that. So it's all of so it's a lot of wrestling, and they are fucking moving. I mean, guys aren't hanging out after the match. They're going right to the back. Something I did notice in this match that had to do with Dragon Dia's size is he has not spent a lot of time in the New Japan ring, which is the big ring. And the first time he really hits the ropes hard, he goes right through him because he's too short and he doesn't like get up to like get his shoulder up, and he kind of goes right through him and then has to do a little roll. Kind of cool though. Really good save. And I don't know. I thought that was a good match, but it was quick. So we move on to A block, our first A block match, and it is Bushi versus Hayata, who has wrestled in New Japan before. He is from Noah, and he's kind of evil. He has this like half jort thing going on. So like half of his pants are plastic, and the other half are plastic jorts. So that is heat, my friend. So I was pissed off already.
Yujiro just bought the basic pair of jorts, whereas like Hayata got the deluxe package.
Like, he did. He like sewed that extra leg on. He got him that way. So
right. He's also the GHC national champion.
That's what it is. I knew he was a champion.
I'm led to believe is an open weight title, and he got that title by cheating.
Oh,
so it's just no. They've flat out said it.
Okay.
So yeah, he's a heel, but he's a heel as well. So just to let everyone know, so he's a bad guy.
Well, Bushi isn't taking any chances, so he drop kicks Hayata before the bell. Not technically a Kanemaru Gambit, because I mean we got Kanemaru doing those in this match tournament. So, but Hayata just handles it and hits a really cool drop kick. The ref has to go outside to check on Bushi though, because Bushi's like selling so well that the ref's like, "Is he dead? Let me go check and see if he's dead." So he sends Hayata sends Bushi into the ring post. The crowd doesn't like it. Not happy at all. Bushi is Naito's friend. So this motherfucker Hayata, he pins with his foot after all the ring post shenanigans. Sakamoto, the ref, counts the pin. Man, grow a pair, Sakamoto. Come on, man. And Hayata gets some more heat on Bushi, who responds with some "fuck your leg."
More like sack of shit. Am I right?
Yes. And a tope. He continues the fuck your leg strategy, and Hayata gets a rope break after Bushi tries to rip his leg completely off. Bushi is attacking the leg that he has the plastic jork pant on, by the way, which I thought was funny. He's like, fuck that leg in particular. So we get some kind of Xiaomi impact, I think is what it's called, and Hayata wins. It's difficult to describe some of these finishers because they happen instantly, and they happen quick, and you're like, already moving on. I'm trying to type. So it's some kind of like flatliner DDT thing. We'll do better at describing it after we see it a few times. If we do, Hayata on 2, Bushi 0.
Now see, Bushi did what Akira did. This is what Bushi's specialty is, right? I don't know this guy. Oh, they're wrestling Bushi. Okay, well, Bushi's going to let them showcase everything they have while he does Bushi shit to them. So I'm in. So I got this. Yes, we've seen Hayata before. But this is a really good reintroduction.
Early Master Wato matches were against Bushi because Bushi's a great like enhancement talent kind of guy. Yeah. I mean, he's more than that, but in these situations, that's what his role is. So
that's it. You want to see if a guy can hang, put him up against Bushi, or I guess Taguchi as well.
Yeah, or Great Khan now in the heavyweights. So
yeah,
he's kind of the gatekeeper a little bit.
No, I'm not mad. He's got a spot, and I see him as a never guy anyway. So I don't give it. So I see that as better than being in the heavyweight title picture anyway. So get your shit. All right. So next we have B Block. It is Ninja Mac, who we've seen a few times versus. Oh my god! Yay!
Yeah,
it's Robbie fucking Eagles from TMDK. He has the PWA title. So yep, he's brought that. Crowd's really happy.
It's like his home promotion. He maybe is the booker.
Yeah.
That's the title. We don't know. So,
well, hey, usually it's like, oh, of course, the main guy's got the title, but hey,
this is
going to New Japan for a month.
Yeah,
put the title on him.
This is great promotion for that title, and maybe with the Tamashii shows coming up, this will be a way to kind of do something with that. So
yeah, so I have to say something right off about this match. It's fucking awesome. This is my reintroduction to Ninja Mac. I think I've mostly seen him in tag formats and stuff, So I don't think I've seen singles matches with Ninja Mac. So this is pretty cool. This is Ninja Mac and Robbie doing what the Super Juniors do when they don't fuck each other's legs up. And that's flip all over the place and onto each other. And I'm thinking, like, have these men even been in the ring together before? Because some of the shit they do, I'm like, I don't think I've seen you guys tag together or have matches together. It felt like they'd been in the same ring before. They just had a really good chemistry. It's fucking awesome stuff. And after all the high flying, they kind of just roll around on the mat with this awesome pin battle, ending with Ninja Mac getting the win over Robbie Eagles, which is a surprise win for me. And that's like the first 2 nights of the best the Super Juniors will have. And that is some finishes, well, you don't expect. So yeah, Robbie Mac. I've got Robbie, and then the next word is Mac, and I forgot to put a full stop there. So Robbie Mac, Ninja Mac on 2, Robbie on 0. I thought it was great.
Yeah, he it was a fish out of water thing. There was like tons of pins, and he finally got like kind of like the little roll up victory or whatever. So it doesn't hurt Robbie any. He's pissed about it. He'll talk about it later. But we got to see a little bit of Ninja Mac, and we'll see a lot more of him on the next night. So next match, it is A Block, the returning. I say returning because he's different now. It's Fujita versus Kanemaru.
Oh my God,
Fujita, he has new music. He has gear. The gear is kind of like flared pants tucked into the boots with these like blade-shaped tassel things on each hip, that are kind of cool. And Kanemaru, not impressed. First true Kanemaru gambit of the tournament. He attacks as soon as Fujita's back is turned. So it's funny because Kanemaru always comes out first on all his matches. It's tremendous. So he's like,
why?
Well, Evil's got the fucking the guy at Gorilla in a headlock saying, this guy's going out first. This is the way it is. So we get this Kanemaru Gambit, first surprise attack. Fujita gets a Rana, and Kanemaru's already up for the next move, waiting. So Kanemaru is like trying to go at the same speed as Fujita, but Fujita kind of is like a little nervous here, and he has to wait a second, which was
I get it.
So,
Best of Super Juniors. It's I know
a big
he's
deal.
been in it last year, but like he's not a young lion. He can,
He knows what the finish is too, so he's excited, So there's a super knee smash off the apron to the floor right away. Kanemaru's like, fuck this leg shit. And he's pissed off that Fujita has legs and he has those cool pants. So Fujita starts to come back, and Kanemaru throws Kenta Sato hard into Fujita, knocking him to the floor. Kanemaru loads up for the Suntory surprise, but springboard drop kick, and he spits it in the air. And Fujita gets cut off immediately with another knee smash and a figure 4 for a rope break. It's pretty great. The crowd is big time into this, and this is one of the loudest they are in the night as far as like one of these undercard matches. So
they are into Vegeta as well.
Yeah, well, this is a big deal. This is a big, part of his career. If he goes on to be, junior champion and all that shit, we'll remember these times, right?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
He's about to hit a big German suplex when Kanemaru grabs the ref. Fujita ends up sending Kanemaru into the ropes and getting a huge stalling German suplex that was like, it was like they, that thing where they like just kind of teeter and like, it's like, I don't know. It's like if you stand on your head, there's a moment where you can just kind of, do one of those. And that's what they did with this German suplex. They just balanced perfectly. Oh man, he hits his finisher and pins Kanemaru. We don't know what his finisher is necessarily because I just saw it briefly, but it sure is a thing that he hit. And Fujita, his punk ass, wins. He has 2 points. Kanemaru has 0.
Yeah, that's right. It was a brainbuster type move. I think I heard the name Abandon Hope for it. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
Professionalism is my job. I haven't said that for a while.
Well, hopefully we'll get plenty of time. Hopefully we'll see it again. Maybe
that's
not.
Right. And that was a short match as well. Not a bad match, but what I'm saying is like over the course of these 2 nights, we'll realize like, all right, we don't have a Taguchi to do the comedy kind of short matches, but and Kanemaru's done this in other Super Juniors as well.
Yes.
He's the guy who will go in and just go for the win eventually straight away, which might get him into trouble and he'll lose, or he might win. So he's like evil Yano, I guess.
Yeah.
For the junior division, and that's the kind of spot. So expect his matches in this tournament to be around 5 to 7 minutes, if that. Expect him, yes, indeed. Speaking of a guy I expect because he's in the expectant guys group, yes, it's Driller Maloney in his wrestling show.
Yes,
show
BC
has
versus BC is always something that happens in these tournaments, and it's always fun, man.
Yeah. The show has Jack Scott's head, which is pretty cool, and a whole bunch of other stuff from House of Torture and all that, because I think right around this time, apart from Kanemaru, like the other house, and maybe Yujiro, all the other House of Torture boys are currently in America for Resurgence.
Beating up John Moxley.
That's right. Yes. There's like a double belt shot tease there as well. We get at the start. We get leg catching spots. You get a kick to the back and a backbreaker by Driller. Show uses a bell hammer on the outside and blames Abe.
He blamed Abe. That was great.
Off the back, he's like, it was him. Hey, what's he doing? Like, get him out of here. There's some awesome wrestling, like absolutely legit awesome wrestling and great reversals in this match as well. And Driller gets this move that I'm really enjoying seeing him do every match, which is his double stomp elbow drop. It's fucking cool. Awesome. There's on a count out, Driller grabs the ref and Gato comes out and low blows Show. Hey, it's House of Torture. You know what to expect. Why? Because Yujiro runs out and low blows Driller. Then you got a spanner to Driller, and Show is on 2, and Driller is on 0. It was a silly, fun match. Doesn't hurt Driller, and it makes Show look like a big piece of dog shit.
Yeah, Show doesn't want the title, the junior tag title. So he's not worried about it. He's a singles guy. This is fine. Yujiro actually at the end there too, after he hit the low blow on Drilla, he threw Gato in the ring to distract the ref so that Sho could use the spanner. It was like I was like, why is he throwing Gato? Oh, okay. So that was great.
Wow, I'm actually going to give Yujiro some props.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like he did what he was supposed to do. He didn't do it too slow or too crappy. So good enough. He didn't have to use the cane. So, it was just throw this guy, hit a ball spot. Good enough.
He didn't fall over and bang his head on the ring steps. And he's never done that. So they
and then never come back. But next we have a block match, and this is great. This is a returning guy as well who used to be strong, but now he's different. It's Blake Christian, all heat versus Clark Connors. Now, we didn't really talk about it too much in the last match, but Dan Maloney was kind of the de facto face in that last match, because Sho was such a heel that, Dan Maloney was doing drop kicks and cool moves and stuff. This match is interesting because you're thinking that Blake Christian will be the de facto face, but he's not. Clark Connors is, because we got to get over Blake Christian's new character. He's put some weight on. He has a very 1970s look about him, which is great, and it's heat. You look at him and you go, man, fuck that guy, and it's
fuck your mustache and your hair. And I'm allowed to say that because my hair is bad and I have a mustache.
So Christian starts off with an obscene gesture at Connors and gets a bunch of his high-flying offense in. They run the ropes, and Connors Jeep flips Christian, sending him to the outside. So Connors sends Christian into the chairs, and it looks fantastic. If you're going to do the chair things, it has to look like that. It can't be, it has to be, you got to commit. So, and I'm saying you don't have to do it, but if you're going to do it, you got to commit. So Connors throws Sho Makato into Christian, and we get a count out spot. So Christian hits a handspring victory roll splash. What the fuck? And then a Fosbury flop into a DDT. The timing was bad. It did not look good, but the DDT was, it was okay. They just kind of botched it. So, but Christian goes for a 450. Connors rolls out of the way, and Christian runs right into the power slam. Some big kicks from Christian, but Connors hits a huge lariat for 2. We get fast reversals. Christian's boot falls apart mid-match, too, after a Spanish fly, which is funny. It's new gear. So whoever made it fucked up, man. We get a spear from Connors, but Christian gets a foot on the ropes. Christian grabs the belt and pushes Ketasato down when he tries to interfere. It was a ruse, though. Christian pulls some knucks out of his drawers. He hits Connors with them and wins with a double stomp. Not a bad match. The point was to get over the new character stuff for Christian. Mission accomplished. And Christian is at 2 points. Connors is at 0.
Yeah, there was like that one little botch. Apart from that, the rest of the match was pretty great. This felt like, I feel like I've seen quite a few Blake Christian matches because, he was one of the strong guys and stuff. But this feels like I've seen Blake Christian properly,
I always say it. I'll say it a million times. The first time my eyes were open to him was in front of, it was like a TPI like 2019 or 2018 versus Larry D. And the guy can sell. He can do the thing where you take away one of his legs and he can do all of his moves still with one leg. So I'm hoping we get him versus a dastardly heel so we can see some of that at one point.
Look, I have no doubt that at some point in this tournament, someone's going to look at Blake Christian and say, "You have legs, motherfucker."
Fuck
all right.
Legs.
Yeah, fuck you. All right. So next we have a match I was really, really looking forward to.
Yeah,
I loved it. It is Doki versus Taiji Ishimori. If you remember, everyone, last year, Taiji Ishimori had to bow out early of the tournament because of an injury. He was
scary injury versus Hiromu. Yeah. It was scary as fuck, dude.
And he's been away for quite a while. He's been back for a little while as well, but he was gone, and we did miss him. And so here he is. Hey, also, guess who's reffing this piece of art? That's right. It is Ref Chumpy, Marty Asami. He is out.
And Robbie's on commentary now, too.
Oh, yeah. I think he started with the previous match. I can't remember for sure. But, these guys go outside, of course, and Ishimori sends Doki into the ring post. Doki hits an amazing DDT to the floor, but he did cop some fuck your arm beforehand as well. So he So Doki hit. That's the thing. Doki's going to try for his power shit, and Ishimori's going to be like, "You have arms, and you need those arms to do some of your hard hitting shit. So I'm just going to fuck your arm." Doki hits it like this amazing swing suplex with a bridge. Like, what the fuck was that? That was awesome, is what it was. There's like a rebound kick after a rake to the eyes by Ishimori. Of course, it's always how he's got to get his thing back. Eyes, then hit the kick. I once again didn't see it. Even though he does it almost every match, I did not see Ishimori expose the corner.
Oh,
you saw it. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing, dear listeners. If it's an Ishimori match, singles match, he always takes the corner pad off. And for some reason, I'm always writing a note or something when he does that. And so I don't see him do it. I've seen him maybe twice. So, it's fucking bizarre how often I miss that one thing. Oh, my God. So, once again, I didn't see that exposed corner. And, of course, Doki has to eat that. Doki also does some kind of Great-O-Khan slam kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where he's got him in like some kind of backwards torture rack position. And it's awesome. There's a Doki Choki after that. Marty asks the question. Give up! He does. There's a daybreak into an arm breaker. Ishimori ain't going to fall for that. There's lots of fucking birds going by.
Yeah,
Wilma,
man.
Your job as a beagle is to fucking stop all that shit. I podcasted. Come on.
You may not hear it on the audio version, but you'll hear it on the YouTube version. So
yeah. So there's so many awesome La Mystica Suplex de la Luna reversals. And then pin reversals and shit too. But we get a double cross, a bloody cross, and Ishimori is on 2 and Doki is on 0. Yes, everyone, I love the match. Doki loses. It's Ishimori, man. Like, Charity looked up and she was in the room when this match was on. And she's like, "Oh, I like these two guys." And she kind of watched most of it. So she was like, yeah. And, she was suitably sad for me when Doki lost, but then she was like, "Yeah, but fuck him, Ishimori won." So I was like, "Yeah, fair enough."
But she's never seen Doki with a shirt off. So
that's right. That's
you know what I mean.
That's right.
I like that match too, Luke. It's kind of hard not to love Ishimori's just plan and how good it is and how it works every time. And it's just kind of like, man, it's like when Okada hits the fucking pile driver and it's like, oh, here we go. Only I like it. So, but anyway, next, Luke, we have an A block match. It's Kevin Naito versus TJP. And they talk shit, like you said. And TJP has a black United Empire flag, and it is a literal piece of trash compared to Great-O-Khan's on United Empire flag. I mean, it is like he's like, well, I paid for it. I got to use it. But
it looks like it was made out of like cutoffs from Yujiro's.
It was the other part of Hayata's leg. That's what it was. So it's terrible.
Smoothed out with Empire written on it. Fuck, that's great.
All right. So we get a bunch of fancy mat wrestling, and they do the flip up like stalemate thing to start. Kevin does not respect the clean break, which leads to a very fast reversal stretch, ending with TJP hitting a Canadian dropkick to the outside. TJP does the Muda lock, and Marty asks Kevin, give up? Kevin does not give up, though. So we get a really cool top rope Rana fake out from Kevin Knight where TJP goes back, like appearing to blast his head on the ring post. That was a dope spot because he did not blast his head on the ring post. He's like sitting on the top rope and he goes back and it looks like he's destroyed his head. That was a really cool spot that I maybe don't do that all the time because you're going to hit your head eventually, but that was fucking sweet. Kevin Knight gets a Cobra Twist, and he lets us all know he has this new thing where he does the Cobra Twist and then lets us know how strong he is. So he's very strong. So and TJP reverses that into one of his own and does the Pentagon arm breaker to Kevin Knight. It's like, hey, you're showing us your arm. Well, I'm going to break it for you. So Kevin jumps to the top rope and gets kicked off, going head first onto the mat, and that looked great. Face wash, and TJP hits a stomp for 2. TJP hangs Kevin on the ropes after he tries his huge DDT. Mamba splash onto Kevin, who's hung on the ropes, and sends them both to the floor for a double countout spot. That was okay. But they get on the apron at 18, and Marty decides that's good enough. So I thought that was funny. They just get on the apron, and he's like, okay. So Spike DDT on the apron from Kevin Knight. Oh my God. Huge frog splash for 2. Hoverboard lock from Kevin Knight. They hit big kicks on each other. TJP counters a sky high with a DDT. Another satellite DDT from TJP. And Kevin Knight hits the G5 for 2, which like is an F5 kind of thing that he's doing. G5 plane thing. Reference. So TJP counters the sky high by bending backwards and hitting a suplex, and that was fucking awesome.
Dude.
The balance, that was again like that Kanemaru, like really high angle, only it lasted longer. They just stood up there and then boom. That was dope, man.
Fucking hell.
But Kevin counters that with the Rana after, TJP goes for splash. Kevin counters that with the Rana. Spike DDT. Kevin Knight at 2 points. TJP with his crappy flag at 0. Zero Miedo.
Now, you could argue that this is a surprise win for Kevin Knight beating TJP. You know, TJP, you'd probably look at the piece of paper and think, oh yeah, TJP will most likely win that. So he didn't. Kevin Knight kicked his ass.
Yeah, really and look how unstrong they are now. You know what I mean? Like, man, those guys both had strong stank all over them at one point. And now look at them. It's like, man, just a couple tours, a couple wins, a couple cool moves, and here we are. So,
and that's what I'm saying about Blake Christian too. Now I feel like I've actually watched him rather than seen him in a fucking dark void, not getting over. Excuse me.
Not getting over with nobody.
No. If there's no crowd and you're wrestling, can you really get over? Yeah. It's like the Forreston thing. All right, so
with Kozlov, you can get over with him. He's not over with anybody though. So
just that Sideshow Bob stepping on a rake sound, everyone. All right, everyone. Now we have the man on a losing streak versus the man in the doghouse. What happens when losers collide? Wow, I can't believe I had to say it that way.
Unwinnable wrestler versus the inscrutable. I don't know. Yours just better.
Yeah. So this is Hiromu Takahashi versus Kushida. Hiromu Takahashi, yes. I still think he's dangerous. Like, for me, if they decide, like, from match 3 onwards, he's winning everything, like, I could see them flipping that, like, straight away.
Oh, yeah.
It would fucking annoy the shit out of me, and you will hear me complain at least 19 times. No, not a show, but maybe in total. Now, everyone, if they don't remember, Kushida's not supposed to be in this tournament. He wasn't booked for it at all, which is fucking bizarre. Like, that's how much he's in the doghouse. You have this guy, Kushida, and you watch this match, and you're like, why was he not even invited? Like,
but he took Yo's space or spot. Yeah. And you get a feeling that the finish is probably going to be booked like Yo. Way. Yeah, so kind of interesting.
And Dragon Dia replaced Taguchi. How many matches was Taguchi going to win?
Good call.
Yeah. So Dragon Dia is probably going to look impressive, but job doesn't matter. He's got more eyes on him than ever. Who cares? And see, that's the thing. Would you rather job on the pre-show, win on the pre-show, or just job on big shows all the time? And I think Dragon D has made the right choice. I'm going to job on the best of the Super Juniors, please and thank you. So yes, this is... Where the fuck did I go with my notes? There we go. So this is Hiromu versus Kushida. And you know what I really like about this match, Mr. Guy?
What's that?
They're both losers, so I have no fucking idea who's going to win. Or how long this match is going to go for as well. Because they have this classic match where Hiromu just beat Kushida for the title in like how many seconds?
Yeah, commentary made that point too, which was a good call.
Yeah. And also, you know, Kushida wasn't supposed to be in the tournament. So, but yeah, something tells me they might have been leading to some showdown. I don't think Kushida's going to win now. They can adjust that part, but
okay.
But you think Kushida might win?
No, he's not going to win Best of Super Juniors, but he's going to recoup some like, you know, stock, I guess, is what's going to happen. So
I watched this match, at least bits and pieces of it twice, mostly because the first time I watched it, I was a little like, I don't care about this.
Oh,
Because,
really? Okay.
yeah, a little bit. This is because like I was kind of like, well, Doki Ishimori's happened. Like, night 2, please. Let's go. Yeah. My main events just happened. You know what they did about with night 2? Yeah, they must have heard my brain and been like, let's move Doki in the main event. So I had to rewatch bits and pieces of this just to kind of put it in my brain. But how long has it been since Hiromu and Kushida have wrestled like in a big time singles match like this? It feels like years.
Many. Yeah.
It also feels like they haven't spent any time apart at all. This is like rough as guts, but there's no fuck ups. There's like the timing's perfect. They've got
there's one fuck up and it's
all
scary
right.
as hell. So.
Yeah. Actually, maybe it's Hiromu's. Hiromu's been doing this kind of I'm exhausted wrestling. And Naito does it sometimes too. And he'll put in a move that makes it look like, oh, is that a botch or is he just fucking exhausted? Do you think it's like that or was it more like...
No, this was just... I don't know whose fault it was because I didn't watch it again. But it was like a victory royal that just went...
Oh, dude, that was one of the fucking... that was one of the gnarliest victory royals I have ever seen in my life.
Kushida just lands right on his face pretty much. So.
Pretty much. And it's like a gnarly fucking thud. I think even the commentary, even Chris is like, "What the? You know, he's a bit of love. He's, yeah. It was brutal." So, actually, you might even say that's a bit of extra stank.
Hey,
and maybe a certain Hiromu deserves a receipt, and that receipt would be getting fucking Kushida getting a Hiromu with a hoverboard lock. And then just putting some extra fucking stank on that shit. Like, the extra stank hoverboard lock made me go like, hey, yeah, I know I took someone's spot. I'm in the doghouse, but oh, you better pay attention to me. Like, I'm here to fucking go. So he's not wrestling like he just turned up to be a replacement. It's Kushida. He's a pro. This match was awesome. Did you like it?
Oh, yeah. Well, he won, right? So Kushida won. So he's on 2 points, and Hiromu's on 0. And Hiromu didn't tap; he gave up. Like
that's right.
He told him.
Yeah, verbally,
he gave up. You know, so that was like.
At least he didn't have to say that to Chumpy. Oh, he did. He did.
He did. Yeah. So this is one of my favorite matchups in New Japan. So I was fired up about it. I enjoyed every second. I mean, these two guys. They did the main event thing too, where at the beginning they like tried to hit their finishers and it didn't work.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, and that whole thing. And Kushida was mean in this match. He wasn't playing, and like I like mean Kushida. It's awesome. So I don't know.
Why wouldn't you be a bit mean? You were left out and you took someone else's spot.
He's got a million reasons to be. So,
fuck yeah!
One with his hand, his foot, his mouth. But anyway, I love that. So that was probably one of my favorite matches of the night. You know, but wait, stay tuned to the end of the tournament when we list all of our favorite matches in order sequence. So, but this is the main event of night 1. It's A block. It's El Desperado versus Teton. Fucking Teton has new music, and it terrible.
Sucks.
It's terrible. It never. It's like the beginning of a song, but it never starts. Yeah. You know, it's like the beat never drops. It's just kind of like an intro, and you're like, okay, so when's no?
Can you imagine like that Dire Straits song "Money for Nothing," and the whole song was just like, I want
yeah, just that exactly. You know,
and that's it.
You don't even get to the awesome Mark Knopfler riff. You know,
it's
one of the coolest riffs ever. Mark Knopfler,
I know,
tremendous guitar player. So, but Teton's music sucks. Desperado's in his black and red gear, and Teton does the fanciest wrist lock escape we've seen all night. You know, we get a super snapmare after Desperado lifts Teton up, and they kind of like swing like a pendulum. That was dope. Super fancy Rana from Teton, and he tries a dive, but Desperado dodges and hits a suplex on the floor. And Desperado's like kind of not super focused. At first he's like fuck your back, and then he's fuck your leg. He can't quite focus for some reason. So they do a strike battle, and Desperado pulls Teton down off the ropes to gain control of him. Desperado notices the Teton has been using his legs to hop around, but he still focuses on the back, which works, but then works in the leg a little. And Teton hits his big DDT. Can't wait. Hopefully, I think he's in the same block is TJP. That's the guy that takes that DDT better than anybody. So we'll be looking for that. But Teton uses the ropes to send Desperado to the outside, and then Teton hits a huge top rope springboard moonsault, and we get the Booyah chop battle. It's fast reversals and near falls. El Desperado gets numero dos, and Teton barely makes it to the ropes. More pins and reversals. Teton gets another DDT and drops Desperado on his goddamn face, following up with a kick. Top rope double stomp for 2. Muda lock from Teton, and El Desperado gives up. And fuck Teton, but man, that was fantastic. Good main event. Teton 2, El Desperado 0.
Hey, Teton didn't do that move we hate.
No, not yet.
Not yet. It's coming. But has he got a little better as well? I don't want to put him over. Like,
he's kind of awesome, you know. So as much as I don't like him, he's awesome. And I mean, it's all a joke anyway. But night 1 in the books, Luke, it was good, like you said. But now business is about to pick up because it's night 2. We're at Kurgan Hall. Chris Charlton is on commentary with Callum Newman the whole night, and they're Britishing it up the whole night. Right. And I kind of like it, man. So I'm going to go ahead and start night 2 here with
hey, whoa.
Yeah.
I did B block. Do you want to keep the same blocks? I don't mind.
I was just going to, so this way you get the main event this time.
Yay!
You know?
All right,
yeah, so it's Blake Christian versus Kevin Knight. These guys do all the flippy flops to start, and Kevin shows us how strong he is again, right? He's very strong. So Kevin tries a dive, but Christian dodges and hits one of his own. The crowd boos the shit out of him for diving, which was great. The House of Torture has trained the crowds how to boo, and they are great at it, man. They know exactly when to do it, how to do it, and they don't just go boo. Now it's prolonged boos. You know, they figured it out. So, and it's the Kurgan Hall crowd, so they're fucking on fire, dude. So these two both do super cool moves right and left, but Chris won't stop talking about Will Ospreay, who is no longer in the company, Chris Charlton. So I don't really want to hear about him. But Christian forces Kevin to flip off the crowd. He forces his hand to do that, and man, he gets booed. So they do huge dives and fight on the apron. Canadian low blow, and Christian hits a springboard 450. He gets the win. I thought that was a tremendous match. Christian has 4 points. Kevin has 2.
I thought this match was fucking awesome. Yeah. From the amazing, high flying feeling out process to, oh my God. Blake obviously watched the previous night because he had Kevin Knight's over the turnbuckle punch scouted. Just little things like that made it even a little cooler. Now he does the really douchebaggy heel things, like the stamp on the hand, and yeah, he makes Kevin Knight flip the crowd off.
It's I fucking good, love right? That.
Then smash his knees, fucking what a prick. Oh man, so yeah, I like this match a lot. And next, we have a B block action. We have a Ninja Mac versus Francesco Akira.
Frankie. Callum keeps calling him Frankie on commentaries.
Yeah. So obviously it's his nickname or something like that, or just what they call him backstage. But it's weird every time. Every time he says Frankie, I'm like, who's he? Francesco.
I'm like, who's he talking about? Yes. Yeah,
Thank you, Cal Newman. But so both men are on 2 points. I don't know if I noticed this from night 1, but hey, Kira's got this cool biker jacket on.
He's had a biker jacket for a while, but this is a new one, you know, and this one fits, unlike that other one that he had to grow into.
Yeah. Ninja Mac, he wants a handshake. Kira wants a shotgun drop kick, and then a dive, and then a cross body. So that's what he does. So this match had me thinking oh, okay, this is going to be another Akira just beats guy from other company to fuck up the whole match, because that's what Akira does.
That was his plan,
yeah. He just lays a beating into Ninja Mac. Ninja Mac is selling all over the place. He does. Akira does the Tajiri Tarantula through the ropes, which is pretty cool. There is.
He apologizes to the ref too. After he does it, he apologizes to the ref.
Oh, he's very nice. He's very nice. Look, there is some point in this match where I like the beatings, the one-sided beating stops, and I just see both these guys go absolutely fucking nuts. And I'm like, I'm 41 years old. I can't keep up with this shit. Like, what the fuck? They're all over the place. There's flip reversals. The speed is awesome. Is there selling? No, but this is like, let's get all our shit in and put on a fucking show. This is like a gnarly, high-flying spectacle. They fly all over the place on each other and manage to do reversals and shit somehow. And Ninja Mac wins with a fucking 630 senton. Like, what the? That was fucking awesome. Noah fans are like, yeah, I've seen him do that a million times. I have not. That was awesome. So Ninja Mac is on 4. Francesco Akira on 2.
They call it the Phoenix 630 splash, right? So
incredible.
it's like the 630, but with a little twist in there too, which makes it extra scary. I don't know how, because that move, if you anyway, I don't want to put that out in the world. But Ninja Mac, as you mentioned, like, I don't know if you know this about him, but he doesn't sell. Like, I mean, that's kind of like hit in the first match, his leg completely forgot that Robbie had fucked with it for like 5 minutes. So he's not really, that's not what he's there for. So it's fine, you know, but anyway, so they play to the strengths there. Next, Luke, we have Hayata versus Clark Connors. A lot of heel on heel matches going on in this early couple nights here. So Connors, he goes right at Hayata, who goes right for his eyes. And Connors is like, or what? No, Callum says that Connors looks like a little rhino, you know, which I thought was funny. It's like, well, that was his gimmick. But Connors, he clears everyone out like, hey, look out, meaning the crowd, only to take Hayata closer to the ring. That's just funny. So I love that.
I love spots like that.
Connors used Sho Makato as a weapon and almost gets a count out win. Hayata takes Connors into the crowd, and Hayata uses Kato as a weapon on him. And so that was pretty funny. We get a power slam from Connors, and he starts barking. Jeep flip is met by a knee, which was very beautiful, and a DDT from Hayata. He hits another cool DDT for 2, and Clark foils yet a third DDT by throwing him off and hits the Jeep flip. Spear for 2, no chaser. Clark Connors wins. That was another match. We're in, we're out. It was very good. Hayata on 2, Connors on 2.
Now, I know technically we paid for these shows, but these are normal-ish New Japan shows. But, you know, in and out, boom, boom, bish, bash, bosh. I feel like even for us, we're getting through it. It's pretty good. Now, what I don't mind New Japan, I don't mind paying money for a pay-per-view, but also you can do some of this like, let's fucking go. You know, also you can have I'm not mad if you have a really cool short match. Because I'm probably going to remember it was really cool. Not that it was a fucking short match.
Well, on these nights where we have 10 shows, they're going to do that with 3 or 4 of them.
Hell
so, I mean, I'm in. Let's get through it, you know, because it's having this many matches on one night. Hopefully they will split them up eventually, but I don't know if they are. So we'll see.
So this is the best of Super Juniors, and I love seeing how often there's no railings, everyone, but the role of the railing is played either by your opponent or all of the young lions. And they use his weapons a lot too. But I did like Hayata's. He's gotten Clark in a pulp friction like position, then turns it around into some kind of DDT. That was. Really
he seems to be the DDT guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like from what I've seen of him, it seems like that's kind of his move, and so he's got like 300 of them. You know.
Oh yeah. So next, oh my god, I really like this match. It is B block. It is Robbie Eagles versus the Driller Killer, Driller Maloney. Both men are on 0 at the moment. Driller does a baseball slide and he starts mocking that Robbie chant right away. Robbie does this like huge fucking Rana out of a Driller Killer as well, which looked fucking huge. I mean, I've missed Robbie. Like, I know he's in Australia all the time, but I'm 2 hours away from a major city. This is why I like my Japanese stuff. I'm sorry. So I don't go to many Aussie shows. So yes, I probably could see him a lot more than I do, but I haven't. So I've missed him, and he is just amazing with everyone. Like
he said in his like thing at the press conference that he is always the MVP every year, and that's hard to argue. I mean, like he doesn't have bad matches. He puts guys over even when he wins, and he said this year though he's going to be the MVP, and he's already won. So
yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Oh my god, this match is awesome. This is Robbie trying to hit the Ron Miller, and Driller trying to hit any power move. At first, it's the Driller Killer. Now it's like I just want to slam this prick because he keeps rolling out of it. Driller hits like this. I know the Uranagi is a slam, so don't laugh, everyone, when I say that the Driller hits a Uranagi slam, but because that's how it kind of. Oh my, that's that.
But it wasn't so. But he took a few steps. That was the difference, right? So it wasn't a running Uranagi. It was just like a 2 or 3 steps and then boom, which was extra stank.
Yeah, thank you. That's probably what I needed to write. Extra stank Uranagi. And maybe that's like, it's one of the few silver linings of Jay White leaving New Japan. I get to see more Uranagis by all sorts of wrestlers because I love that move. He must have had a moratorium on that move or something like that. Fucking hell. Like some wrestlers, you don't imagine if like no one did drop kicks in New Japan because Okada did the that'd be wild, man, wouldn't it?
What would the Young Lions do for comebacks? Nothing. They would never come back in a match, I guess.
All right, so this finish is absolutely fucking amazing. Driller, he's hit that Uranagi slam. Like, Robbie's fucked. So he goes for another power move, but smooth as silk. Robbie's just, hey, Driller moves along with it as well. So it's just perfect by both men. Robbie just scrambles all over the Driller, gets him into the Ron Miller position. And you see Robbie, this is the, Robbie doesn't have the Yoshihashi factor, which is, I can only hit a move from a certain angle, and that's it. If I have to hit it from a different angle, I have to move them into the first angle first, then hit it. No. Robbie is like, well, most awesome wrestlers. And they can hit their moves from any fucking angle, right, even from up here all the way down to the ground. Ron Miller special, and he taps out the Driller. And then, hey, why wouldn't you? Robbie's like, hey, you got a belt. I've got a tag team partner. Just holds the fucking thing up, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait, Robbie Fujita versus Driller in 100 proof? I want to go to there. Robbie on 2 points, Driller on 0. Driller's got heaps of time to fucking rack up some wins. It's only early days.
I liked after the match, Driller was trying to, get a little bit of heat back after that loss, and he's like, come here, young lion, help me, and then just pushes him down. That was great. So next, Luke, it is A block. It's Kanemaru versus TJP. We get, of course, a Kanemaru gambit while TJP is fussing with his terrible flag. But the Kanemaru gambit has no effect. And TJP gets a Canadian dropkick, Canadian low blow, and ref bump from Kanemaru. So TJP sets up the face wash, but Kanemaru has the whiskey. It's in the corner with the whiskey. He reaches behind him. He loads up with the whiskey and blasts TJP in the face. Kanemaru dodges a mist from TJP, which is, listen, that mist, it
How'd
can't
they time
just,
that?
but my thing with it is like, it's not a big deal when TJP does the mist. The mist is a big fucking deal. It is. So it needs to be treated that way. And I don't think it is. So that's I'm angry Mark thing about this match. You do that. Same. You make it important. So, but anyway, so we get a jackknife pin and Kanemaru wins. And I really like that. Newman says that he hates cheating and believes in fighting spirit. And Chris Charlton responds by stating that, well, whiskey's a spirit. And I thought that was the best call of all time. So that was tremendous. TJP on 0, Kanemaru on 2.
I thought this match was really good. And it's Kanemaru once again doing, all right, short and snappy, and then both of them coming up with like a creative way of kind of making this work. Whiskey spit face wash, Kanemaru dodging the mist, and then rolling up. It was fun. Now we go from short and fun to a fucking murder because we're on B block here, and it's Dragon Dia versus Taiji Ishimori. And I've just spoiled the match, haven't I? Ishimori just kills Dragon Dia like he owes him money. God damn. Like, I'm sure Dragon Dia got in some moves in this match, but it was not a long match. Backwards pop-up, low blow, and a bloody... by the way, I can't believe it. This is an absolute work of art, this backwards pop-up low blow, because Dragon Dia is facing away from him because he's kind of been monkey flipped over Ishimori. After bouncing off the ropes, and Ishimori's just reached back with his leg right between Dragon Dia's, perfectly timed low blow. Oh my god!
And then popped him up for the leapfrog, and then caught him with on the back end. I sent you a message during this, and I think it is insightful. Is that Dragon Dia is like if Master Watto had confidence? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what he's like, right?
Yeah,
He also rides a skateboard, and Ishimori was like, "I'm gonna hit you with that."
that's right.
So don't bring that to the ring. You know,
No.
he hit him again with the skateboard after the match too, which was pretty funny. Fuck skateboards,
Yeah.
I guess. So,
Oh, cool.
um,
Yeah. So that was
so
like 2 kind of short matches in a row, but like it had evil heels in it, known for taking the shortcuts. So that kind of works. So you're going to see a little bit of that maybe on one. If there's 10 match shows, you're definitely going to get at least 2 matches in a row, just like not just like this, but a short, sweet, and fun.
Well, next, Luke, again, we got a LIJ battle. It's Titan versus Bushi. And they show that Taichi's on commentary, Japanese commentary, and he does this like
Dude, he's doing blue steel the whole time. He's doing some fucking Zoolander poses and shit. Awesome.
Yeah, but they're good. So and they're not a joke.
By the way, I left this show running after it had finished just to do some notes and whatever. And everyone's left the building, right? Everyone in Korakuen's fucked off already. It's just the commentary team there, and it zooms in on Taichi for like a good 20 seconds, and he just holds the pose. I'm like, okay.
By the way, if I was at that show, everyone would have left except for me, right behind commentary, just waiting to talk to Taichi. Can I talk to you? How's Miho? But
can you be my best friend?
So Marty Asami is here to rep this match. He knows how important it is to the fans at Kurgan Hall. Not me personally, but the fans, Yeah. So these two do all kinds of dodges, and Bushi taunts Teton a little bit. Bushi dodges a dive and fucks up Teton in the crowd. It backfires, though, as Teton gets a bunch of strikes in and dives off the 3rd level over the steps onto Bushi, which is always cool, and Teton's crazy. So when he jumps off of shit, he's jumping off shit. So I do like that about him, that he's fucking insane. So he's muy loco. So back in the ring, and Teton gets his Matrix dodge, and they trade kicks. Bushi goes for Old Faithful and fucks up Teton's leg. We get a hold from Bushi and masks. Marty looks right at Teton and says, "Te riendes?" But Mudalock is almost in, but Bushi gets a rope break. It's reversals time. Bushi kicks out of the double stomp, but Teton gets the Mudalock again. I'm just going to call it that. I know that's not what it is back there. And Marty asks him, "Give up?" And Bushi says, "Yes." Bushi's on 0, and Teton is on 4. Quattro, excuse me.
This is the only finish of the night where I was like, I don't like it. Now, I'm not like it's a really good match, but I thought, well, Teton won last year in the Mississippi Jews against Bushi. I did a flip. Okay. And I'm like, what? So Bushi can pin Hiromu, but he's not allowed to fucking beat Teton? Get out of here.
Well, Teton is a big deal. He's a big deal. He's muy loco and he's muy grande. So
yeah. All right. So fuck Teton. No, But I have to admit, like, he's done 2 matches, right, in the best of Super Junior so far. They've both been
they're
awesome.
always
of course. There's just some guys that are like, hey, we recognize that they do good wrestling. Fuck them. Usually it's different wrestlers for us, but I feel like for us, T-Tan is just like, yeah, fuck this guy. Next we got B Block, and it's Kushida on 2 points versus Sho on 2 points. And Sho gets on the mic. I fucking love these. Sho gets on the mic and says Kushida is only here because of him, so Kushida should return the favor and just leave.
I love that.
Kushida's answer is to whoop Sho's ass. Big time. Yujiro comes out to help, and this is where I have the note, why can't we have Dick Togo instead? And you're like, what does it matter? And I'm like, dude, I'd rather see Dick Togo on my TV than Yujiro. Like, are you for real, Andy? Fucking smack.
Who cares?
Yeah, I know. It doesn't affect the match at all. But this is a fun little match with Kushida trying to outwit both Yujiro and Sho. And it's got Kushida finally getting some kind of momentum here as well, because Kushida weathers all this cheating and hits an amazing double wrist lock pin. And this is where, as soon as the finish happens, he obviously it's Kushida now on 2, show on Kushida on 4, show on 2. House of Torture beat him up. Kevin Knight comes out for the save, but this is where you write to me straight after the match. It's like, Kushida's got Yo booking, and I'm like, yep,
yeah, that's what's going on. So he beat the champion, because Yo was going to beat the champion here. I like that match a lot, and the fact that man, it's so good to have Kushida back. He's tremendous. So and we can stop making fun of how he's in the doghouse because he's fucking winning. So it's like a good thing. We've been trying to deal with that through humor, which is how we usually deal with things around here. So next, Luke, we have another Fujita match. It's Fujita versus Desperado.
Oh my God.
And Newman says he sees a little of himself in young Fujita. So, okay. But these two do a bunch of mat wrestling. Desperado gets a little fuck your leg. And Fujita's like, you know what? Fuck your leg. He's hanging out with Zack Sabre Jr. He knows how to fuck legs up. His tag team partner is fucking Robbie Eagles. So these two do one of my favorite things ever. I don't get to talk about it very much because it rarely happens. They get in a leg lock. They start rolling towards the ropes. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Are they going to cross the border? They do. They go under the ropes. And then they fall to the floor in the fucking hold. Oh, that's one of my favorite things ever. So they're in this leg lock and they won't let go. They've rolled out. They're everything's happened to them and they will not let go. So ref starts counting and eventually they both have to let go so that they both don't get counted out. So that's fun. Desperado rolls out and gets Numero Dos off the apron and a knee smash to the floor, or on the floor, excuse me. Desperado tortures Fujita and fucks his leg up, and Fujita comes back with a springboard dropkick. Desperado gets Numero Dos in, and Fujita uses his hold knowledge to turn it into a bow and arrow type hold, like arm hold.
Yeah.
I like that. And he's got him, wrapped up. He's gathering limbs, as you do, right? Basically. And so, but Desperado gets the rope break because he's fucked. And that was really good spot, man, because Fujita was on top there. And Desperado was like, oh, shit. So Fujita chokes out Desperado and gets a Bridget German for 2. The crowd wants Fujita to win so bad.
I know.
There's lots of Desperado fans screaming their hearts out too, but man, they all want Fujita to win. So big strikes from Fujita. He keeps wrist control here. So Desperado just punches him in the face. So
just launches him like fucking.
And that was, he always has that, right hook or left hook or whatever it is. But Pinche Loco. But no, Fujita gets more holds. Numero Dos again, and Desperado gets the arm 2. The crowd's chanting Fujita's name as Desperado hangs him and makes him tap out. Fujita 2, Desperado 2. That was great.
Yeah. This is... for me, I might prefer maybe the Akira Despy match from last year, but this does for Fujita, I think, kind of... Despy's the Ishii now of the junior division. If you're a junior who's kind of fresh or whatever, and you're just like, I want to step up and prove how tough I am, well, it looks like they're going to Desperado. Or they have a match against Desperado. And this was that. What I love about this match is just Desperado thinking I can just twist you up like a little bitch and there's nothing you can do about it. And then Vegeta showing I trained with 2 submission specialists. Dude.
Plus, look at my new gear and my new music. I can do moves now. So
that's right. This match was fucking awesome. And it's one of those matches where you're just like, oh, I wouldn't want to follow that. Who's following that? Oh, never mind. This is going to be awesome. I'm still on the edge of my seat, though, because it's Hiromu, right? And I'm always in Hiromu's going to win mode because that's New Japan has trained me to do that, just as they've trained everyone to boo House of Torture so well. So it is Hiromu Takahashi versus our boy. It's Doki. Also, I'm a little trepidatious because Doki lost to Ishimori, and now he's against another top guy, and I'm like, oh, come on.
Hiromu hasn't had a win in a while. It's going to happen eventually.
That's right.
Doki just beat him. This is
correct. So someone's got to be the guy who gets jobbed out and opens the floodgates for Hiromu to just whoop ass. And I was thinking, I know Doki's won before, but please don't have it be Doki. So you could have sworn to me until you were blue in the face that the finish was always going to be Doki winning. And I feel like you pretty much said that plainly to me a couple of times during this match. And I was like, I don't fucking believe you. I won't believe it until I see it, because I'm just so well trained for, you know. And Doki, oh man, he goes for the, you know what? Now that Doki's kind of more big, every wrestler, like, oh shit, I'm in the suplex de la Luna, rather than just like get out of it like it's a fucking junk move, they get out of it like they're in trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is the difference. So that makes that move dangerous every single time now. I love it. Especially since, like, you couple that with the fact that he just won a bodybuilding thing and he's fucking jacked. Like, you can believe he could win a battle like that, because that's how he beat Hiromu last time. So Hiromu's freaking out like, I don't want to be hit with another one of these. You know what? I got a note here with that fun anecdote that you told me isn't 100% true about Doki. No, railing. Fuck you. There's Hiromu taking Doki through the crowd as well, and snap suplex to the floor. I'm a bit worried about this spot because Red Shoes, I'm like, don't you fuck the count, Red Shoes. I know you, these spots. I don't have to worry about that. Why? Doki is perfect with timing. Booyah. Right in, on 20, or just before 20, perfectly, rather than, you know, Red Shoes going being like 19, 19 and a half, 19 and fucking 3/4. Come on, get in the ring.
Around.
Yeah. Where the fuck are you? Stop selling and get in here. So Doki's realizing something in this match. He's getting shut down every time. He's going for like a daybreak or a suplex de la Luna. So he's trying to ground Hiromu now. Like, Doki chokies are the way to go. And
Hiromu's scared of the Doki choki. He's terrified of it. So that's Doki's plan, right?
Doki's plan is to just wear him down as well, because he knows how dangerous Hiromu can be. Not just all match, but as how many times we've seen Hiromu, like 25 minutes, 30 minutes deep, and he's just fucking insane. So this is what I love about Hiromu in this match. All right. Doki's had a couple goes with the fucking Doki choki, Italian stretch 32. And Hiromu isn't just like selling that like he's worn down. He's like stumbling around like he's worn down. Parts of moves show him just kind of being like, oh man, I'm just so worn down from taking that Doki choki. It's like something straight out of a Naito match, you know, that kind of selling. So, you know, if it was anyone else's hands, I might be like, are they doing is that like a botch or something? No, it's like, because then at the end of a sequence, both men are just like, fuck. Because if Doki's not getting submission, like Doki's doing the submissions, but Hiromu's firing back with power moves. Just to fucking wipe out.
That's Hiromu's like offense is based on power. A lot of it, power and drop kicks, right? That's kind of his two things.
Absolutely. So one thing that doesn't happen much, and I guess now that they've got to start heating up Doki, you got to heat up ways for him to win. So he's got his nifty little special roll-up pin thing that a lot of wrestlers today have to have. Their only unique roll-up. Might as well be a finishing move, so you just lost all finisher, so you know, whatever. He's got his own unique fucking power move suplex, like 1, 2, 3 finisher. But we might want to heat up the Doki choki a bit, because Doki choki spots are pretty big. We might want to heat that up a bit more. Who better to make it look like the most dangerous fucking submission hold ever than the man with like one of the most expressive faces in New Japan Pro Wrestling, Hiromu Takahashi? Because not only does he give up in the Doki choki, this motherfucker's frothing at the mouth. Mind you, so am I at the idea of Doki beating Hiromu Takahashi. So, by the way, not only has Hiromu Takahashi lost 2 matches in a row, he tapped out both times. They're both submissions. So, hey, those are big. So expect him at any moment to get like 4 or 5 victories in a row, everyone. Like,
Hey,
I'm just
man.
saying.
It's his turn to lose. I mean, like, that dude has beat everybody a million times, so it's his turn to
Yeah.
lose, and like he's gonna
He
try
made
his
Doki. Like,
yeah,
look what he's
he's
done.
right. And it's like, well, you build somebody up like that, you have them win a bunch of Best of Super Juniors. Well, now you have this value, right? And you have this ability to use that to put other guys over. So they're doing that. It's awesome.
Yeah. And they can, and it's not, doesn't feel like it's hurting Hiromu at all. Because I've been saying every match, he still feels dangerous to me. Like, so all of a sudden he's going to go back to his ways and just destroy everyone, right? That's so he hasn't lost anything, and in the process, my boy Doki is man, so often in this match. Yes, Hiromu's going to get lots of Hiromu chants. It's Hiromu, but I heard lots of Doki, Doki, Doki chants, and I'm like, man, Doki towels, Doki little laminated signs, like Doki's running wild, and I'm fucking into it. Like, he's a contender to win. Like, I don't expect him to, but like, for the first time, like, I'm not saying, hey, how about we have him just beat the record or his own personal record and just let him have 8 points. Instead, like, they've heated him up enough that he can be a contender. Like,
Yeah. Ain't no joke no more, man. And I don't know. I'm fired up. That night was, better than the first night. It was hype, as the kids say, man. It was awesome.
Based? Does that work? I don't know how that word
don't think
works.
that's what that means, but sure, yeah, based too. Doki is based, so.
See, that's the thing you don't get if you don't watch the YouTubes, everyone. We're old, and we shouldn't be saying words like based and
I don't know
what you said.
But well, Luke, that was the first 2 nights of Best of Super Juniors. We got our Best of Super Juniors Begins episode knocked out. We're going to be right back to it in a few hours, rocking and rolling with more Best of Super Juniors action. So look for insane amounts of podcasting coming from us. And hopefully you guys are watching and along with us and having fun. It's good times, man. Tournament
Absolutely. Fuck. Yeah, it's the other most wonderful time of the year. Fuck Christmas. It's Best of the Super Juniors and the G1. Because they're longer. Christmas is a day. Like, this is fucking a month each. That's 2 great times of the year. Anyway, stay tuned and all that kind of stuff. And in Doki we trust. He's the best. Yeah.